Now we move on to our next panel, which is on Salon Model 2.0. I would request my panelists for the next panel to be ready. I'm very happy to introduce you to our first panelist, Gunjan Taneja. She's amongst India's top trainers in product and skill knowledge in the industry. Currently, she is the guest lecturer at Delhi University for Salon Management and Retail Marketing. Gunjan is a serial salon opener who holds a record of opening 50 franchisees in a short span of 2 years for her own brand, Bharti Taneja's ALPS Salon and Academy. In professional circles, she is also known for her expertise in semi-permanent makeup artistry. Recently, she has been in news for her book on salon management. I request Gunjan to please step on the dais. My next panelist is Nikisha Bhatia, hair professional and makeup artist. She is the creative head and academy director at Shyam Salon Spa and Academy, the brand ambassador and artistic development manager PD at Streax Professional India, and the brand ambassador and national educator at Mud India. She shot to fame for representing India at the World Skills Competition. She has editorial shoots, celebrity styling, and hair designing at Fashion Weeks to her credit. Nikisha, welcome you to Salon Management Congress. Please step on the stage. My next panelist is Rod Anker, the owner of Rod Anker Salons, New Delhi, who hails from Melbourne, Australia, but he has made the Indian hairdressing industry his second home. With more than 30 years of experience, sought after brand associations and numerous awards to his credit, as well as a successful business, Rod has established himself as a salon owner and a maverick stylist. I request you all to join me in welcoming Rod on stage. And my final panelist for the day is Dharmesh Hingorani, aka Dodo, the co-owner of Zido Salon. He goes by the interesting name of Dodo the Barber. He has had many successful stints with celebrity styling and brand association, finally finding his calling with education in hairstyling and barbering. Request Dodo to step on the stage. Unfortunately, Mr. Ashok Paliwal is unable to join us due to personal reasons. He will be sorely missed on this panel, but we will make the most of it. Thank you so much, panelists, for joining us today. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic of Salon 2.0, Salon Model 2.0. आज का हमारा जो टॉपिक है वो हम इस पर्सपेक्टिव से देख रहे हैं कि आफ्टर पैंडेमिक हैज एंडेड, आफ्टर द लॉकडाउन हैज लिफ्टेड, हमने क्या किया है सैलून इंडस्ट्री को दोबारा खड़ा करने के लिए, जो एक स्टैंड स्टिल हो गई थी, जो कहीं रुक थी, दोबारा फ्रॉम यू गुंजन, यू नॉट me, please fix this. Yeah. uh, I request I request okay. So I would request you to speak in Hindi as much as possible. Rod, you are an exception. Our audience would really appreciate getting answers from you in Hindi. So to begin with, how was it getting back to your feet after the pandemic?
हाय गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीबॉडी दोनों भाषाएं आती हैं मुझे, हिंदी और इंग्लिश. एज रिक्वेस्टेड मैं हिंदी में ही बोलूँगी और ज़्यादा कोशिश करूँगी हिंदी में बोलूँ, बट या वी टेंड टू टॉक इन इंग्लिश आल्सो. सो जब हम वापस आए और वर्ल्ड धीरे धीरे खुलने लगा, हर इंसान ने अपनी तरफ से कोशिश की कि वो अपने बिजनेस को बैक टू स्क्वायर वन कर पाए. एक बहुत ही डिफरेंट अप्रोच रही हमारी विच आई कुड सी पर्सनली. देखिए जब सलॉन्स खुले तो लोगों ने जैसे पहले पैकेजेस देते हैं कि आते थे हमारे यहाँ और बोलते थे हाँ पैकेज लीजिए 1 साल का पैकेज है और हम लोगों को एक बार ही पेमेंट हम ले लेते हैं और उसके बाद हम देखते हैं कि क्लाइंट अपने आप आता है. बट ये चीज़ लैक करने लगी जैसे ही सलॉन्स ओपन हुए बिकॉज लोगों को भरोसा खत्म हो गया कि अच्छा अब पता नहीं अगले महीने कोविड ना आ जाए 4 महीने बाद कोविड ना आ जाए तो कैसे मैं आप पे भरोसा करूंगी. एंड पीपल स्टार्टेड पेइंग अस अ वेरी लिटिल अमाउंट. यानी कि अगर वो हेयर कट के लिए आ रहे हैं तो वो हेयर कट का पे कर रहे हैं, वो फेशियल के लिए आ रहे हैं तो वो फेशियल का पे कर रहे हैं. पैकेजेस लेना लोग बंद हो गए. दैट वाज द टाइम जो मुझे लगा कि लॉयल्टी कैसे रहेगी. देखिए हम सबके सलोन्स हैं, आपके मेरे हम सबके सलोन्स हैं यहाँ पर और हर इंसान चाहता है कि जब मेरा क्लाइंट सलोन में आए तो वो आज नहीं वो कल भी दोबारा अपने आप ही वापस आए. यही हमारा बेसिक फंडा है. तो लॉयल्टी कैसे वापस लाई जाए. जो एक चीज मुझे नजर में आई जिससे लॉयल्टी वापस आती है वो तब आती है जब आप अपने फेशियल के साथ या अपनी सर्विस के साथ उसका एक रिटेल प्रोडक्ट साथ में देते हैं. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेरे सलोन का नाम डॉक्टर भारती तनेजा ALPS है. मैंने एक फेशियल करा जो कि AHA फेशियल है या ग्लो फेशियल है या एक पेडिक्योर करा जो कि उस इंसान को पसंद आया, उन्होंने काम कराया, उसका फ्रेग्रेंस, उसका रिफ्रेशमेंट, उसका रिजल्ट उनको अच्छा लगा. उसी नाम का वी ट्राई टू प्रोवाइड देम अ रिटेल प्रोडक्ट. उसी नाम का प्रोडक्ट हमने प्रोवाइड किया. सो अगर मैंने AHA फेशियल कराया है, AHA का ही मैंने स्क्रब, AHA का मैंने जब क्रीम उनको दिया जो कि 20 दिन लास्ट करेगा, उनके शेल्फ पे 30 दिन लास्ट किया. जब वो घर जाते हैं उस प्रोडक्ट को लेके उसे देखते हैं तो रोज उनके दिमाग में एक रिमाइंडर होता है कि हाँ मुझे इस क्रीम को खत्म होने के बाद एक अपना सेकंड सिटिंग के लिए जाना है. वहां से लॉयल्टी आने लगी. मेरी अपनी एक फैक्ट्री भी है जहाँ पर हम प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते थे अपने लिए. वो फैक्ट्री हमने ओपन करी फॉर जनरल पीपल. सो सबके लिए जहाँ पर हम लोग ने कोशिश करी कि हर इंसान जो अपने सलोन चला रहा है चाहे वो सिंगल चेन चला रहा हो चाहे मल्टीपल चेन चला रहा हो उनके लिए थर्ड पार्टी मैन्युफैक्चर करें. अगर आप पहले देखेंगे तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग अराउंड 1000 मिनिमम प्रोडक्ट 1000 पे होती थी. हमने उसको एज लो एज 100 प्रोडक्ट्स करे. यानी कि अगर आप सिर्फ 100 क्रीम भी अपने नाम से खरीदना चाहें तो हमने आपके नाम से मैन्युफैक्चर करना शुरू किया. दैट वाज माय मेन वर्क व्हिच आई डिड पोस्ट कोविड. लोगों ने वो एक्सेप्ट किया. तो अब अगर आप सोचें 1 मिनट लगाकर कि आप सबके सलोन हैं और आप ही के नाम से आपका रिटेल प्रोडक्ट है तो उससे लॉयल्टी बहुत स्ट्रांग बन गई क्लाइंट की और क्लाइंट वापस आने लगा. ऑन अ कॉन्ट्ररी तो अगर मेरा सलोन भी लॉरियल या फिर कोई भी मल्टीनेशनल प्रोडक्ट में रखता तो शायद वो प्रोडक्ट देख के वो क्लाइंट मेरे पास वापस आता या इनके पास जाता या उनके पास जाता या उनके पास जाता. अब जब वो मेरा प्रोडक्ट देखता है तो वो बैक टू मी. यू नो द सेकंड सिटिंग बिकम्स वेरी इजी. इससे आई थिंक लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स चेंज. दैट इज व्हाट वी डिड पर्सनली. Yeah, it's very different and very interesting and very easy to do it with same cost.
Nikisha, what would you like to add to this? ये बहुत ही interesting concept है जो गुंजन ने introduce किया. What about you? What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, in regards to retail, you mean, or in regards to the question?
With regards to the question, like what efforts did you take to get back on track?
Okay. So yeah, firstly, thank you for having me on the panel, Kanishka. Very good afternoon to everyone. And it's an honor to be sitting with Rod, Dodo, and Bharti ji. Totally. Gunjan, yes, Miss Taneja is. Oh my God. Okay. Nice to meet you, Gunjan. So I'm really happy to be on the right place, in the right place with the right people, because yes, these are the people who managed to sail the boat during the turmoil, during a high tide. So totally important to hear. Now, in regards to talking about retail business or talking about how to get back the salon in a running space, I think, to be honest, I'll speak a little from my personal experience.
Yes.
I am running a salon. It's my father's salon. So it established. It's an established brand naming Shyam Bhatia's salon. Now it already has a name. People already trust the brand. For me, it was the time not to sell or become at a higher position, but it was to survive.
Okay.
It was just to make sure that I am there in the market. I still have a name. I still have a positive name. I'm not here to sell anymore in this time. I'm here to just be there and hear you and tell you मेरा salon यहाँ पे 30 साल से है, मैं अभी यहाँ पर हूँ, कल भी रहूंगा, आप टेंशन ना लो, आपका मेंबरशिप अगर मेरे पास है तो वो पॉज पे है, जब कोविड लिफ्ट होगा आपका मेंबरशिप कंटिन्यू होगा. इट्स नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम कि आपका मेंबरशिप का ड्यूरेशन जा रहा है या आपकी स्टाइलिस्ट जा रहे हैं, हम अभी भी आपके लिए है. Now when I started making calls to talk in these regards, definitely it added some faith in them. I did not call them to send them any specific service or having to ask them to come back to the salon for a haircut or a color, because I know कि शायद उसके घर में डेथ हो गई है, शायद उसके घर में कोई मिसहैप हो गया है, I do not know. So my agenda was just to make a phone call and be like, are you okay, are you doing fine? I just want to tell you that your membership was on hold and we will restart it whenever COVID is lifted. And we are right here. If you need my team to come and meet you and give you the product at home, that's also possible, because shampoo conditioner is something that you need every single day. You can't do without it. So that's where I started connecting an emotional bond with my client one on one. And I mean it. I legit had my manager just making calls to my membership clients and informing them that we are still here. You need anything, I will come home and give you the product, not service, but product. And service wise, also, we promise them a very supreme level of hygiene, because that will build the trust and make her come back without any fear in her heart. That's what.
इंटरेस्टिंग टेक, इन्होंने ह्यूमन टच को इम्पोर्टेंट
Sorry, the mic.
साउंड और उनके साथ में okay. Yeah, thank you. Moving on to you, Rod, what was your modus operandi in getting back on track? What is your approach back on track?
I think great to be here. I'm going to shout because there's so much noise. For everyone approached it differently. These guys approached it differently. I approached it differently. I think when everything you can hear me? Yeah. When everything happened, we took the approach of same as everyone was saying, not to sell anything, but to hunker down and put out content on social media that was about emotion, because everyone was feeling fragile. So we approached it from a more emotional connection with the client, which we've always kind of had, but we just concentrated on a little bit harder. As far as coming out of it, how we move forward from that. Once we opened, we maintained that level of emotional connect rather than just dropping it and going back to selling. I'm not very big on push packages. Sorry, memberships, don't do it. So for us, it's more about one-on-one, and we're very blessed to be able to have a smaller space and a smaller group of staff at a higher ticket price. So what the consumer in that context wants is more one-on-one service and more one-on-one attention. So we dropped the numbers as far as the number of people that could come into the salon. We dropped it in half. We filled up every single day from 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night at 50%. So only 50% of the people could come in. And we've kind of maintained that even till now. So that has been a big selling point as far as safety, and it's not even safety, it's more about emotions. You all come in today, no mask, everyone's happy. But if you walked into a salon and there's 20 people there, you'd be like, should I stay? And that's going to linger for the next 12 months, 2 years, maybe longer. So we all still wear masks. The clients still wear a mask. And I think that's given them a sense of security and a sense of safety. As far as, we'll talk about the products later. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
Alright. So रॉड कह रहे हैं कि उन्होंने भी ये इमोशनल टच कंटिन्यू किया थ्रू देयर सोशल मीडिया और ये इंश्योर किया कि उनके सलोन में 50% ही प्रेजेंस हो क्लाइंट्स का, ताकि सब कोई एक सेफ माहौल फील कर सके. आज भी जब भी क्लाइंट्स आते हैं, स्टाफ भी मास्क पहना होता है और क्लाइंट से भी रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि मास्क पहने, ताकि वो कॉन्फिडेंस उनमें बना रहे. धर्मेश, ओवर टू यू. व्हाट वाज योर idea of getting back on track?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can we hear me? So, हमारा जो तरीका था करने का वो रॉड के साथ pretty similar था. हमने भी पहला स्टेप वही किया in terms of social media awareness. So we started doing sanitization, cleaning processes, build it up. उनको social media पे डाल के clients को बताया कि we are safe, we are doing everything as per the government regulations and rules. Cut down the clientele to 50%. So for the next couple of months, we actually worked on 50% clientele. Which in a way, when a client comes in, जब वो client आता है आपके दुकान पे और आपको देखता है कि आपने बराबर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग पे चेयर्स रखे हैं, आप ओवरफिल नहीं कर रहे हैं अपने सालोन को, तो उनको एक सेफ्टी का एटमॉस्फेयर मिलता है. और कोविड के दिनों में सबसे ज्यादा स्केयर वही था कि सेफ्टी चाहिए. एंड आई थिंक वो एक फीलिंग देना क्लाइंट को ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट था. एंड वी ट्राइड आवर वेरी बेस्ट टू डू दैट. वी ऑलवेज ट्राई टू मेक द क्लाइंट्स फील सेफर. We have a small space, छोटा सा salon है, so we can obviously do that much easily. We even started giving packages to our clients, not packages in terms of monetary benefits, but say in case if they had 3 or 4 people into their family who want to come in together, हमने उनके लिए salon block कर दिया. So we could give them that personal attention, we could give them the private space, and we can make them feel comfortable. And that was one of the most important things that I thought was required in that point of time. एक चीज हम लोगों ने बहुत कॉन्शियसली ध्यान दिया था कि लेकिन लोग बोल रहे थे कि इतना टाइम सैलून इंडस्ट्री बंद था, इतना लॉसेस हो गए, इतना रिकवरी करना है, ये वो. आई ओनली रिमेंबर्ड वन थिंग, वी ऑल लॉस्ट टाइम. टाइम वापस नहीं आता है, राइट? सो लेट दैट गो. इफ यू आर ऑलवेज गोइंग टू थिंक कि जो चला गया उसका कवर करना है, देन वी स्टार्ट हार्ड सेलिंग, देन वी स्टार्ट पुशिंग क्लाइंट्स टू डू समथिंग. वी वर लाइक जो गया वो गया, बिकॉज फॉर्चुनेटली इट वाज इन आपका सैलून, मेरा सैलून, इनका सैलून. That was one problem that the whole world faced together, right? So हम सबको तकलीफ आई थी. So it's not that time वापस आएगा, but we can work hard, we can give the clients that confidence, and we can make sure the client वापस आता है. And that safety, that net, making the clients feel good, I think हम लोग ने उस पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दिया instead of trying to market the brand more or do more selling or do more hard selling or do more retailing. We were just concerned, come let the client come in, make them feel safe, and they'll keep coming back to us.
All right. So धर्मेश का स्टैंड अलोन सैलून है, सिंगल स्पेस है, तो उनका जो वे ऑफ थिंकिंग है वो अपने क्लाइंट्स के हिसाब से था, और उन्होंने जो फॉर्मेट यूज किया, जो चेंजेस किए, वो दे आर वर्किंग फॉर यू, राइट?
They're working absolutely fine.
But tell me something, I would like to ask this to all of you. Have you made any bigger changes in the formats that you have? Did you experiment with rent a chair? कुछ नया बिजनेस मॉडल ट्राई किया है?
I have the mic in my hand, so I'll start. So rent a chair, definitely something we don't believe in as a concept, because we have our own way of working in the salon. So that wasn't there. But what we did was, it was very interesting. It was a very tough call to take. We increased our haircut time from 30 minutes to 90 minutes. This was done for 2 reasons. One, we were all stuck up with the whole cleanliness process, sanitizing process. That would take time. And I never wanted clients to crowd up in a place and then make them feel uncomfortable. So we started taking 15 minutes, generally lesser, so that we have enough time to sanitize. And just 5-10 minutes extra to give to a client, to speak to them, talk to them how the difficult times were, how the situations were. To just make them feel like, I am not here to make the money, I am here to be for you. So we tried to do that, and that actually worked out very well for us. That also actually helped us in charging a little premium to the clients as well, because they can see that you're giving them the attention. They can see you're putting that much of time and effort extra. So that kind of worked for us.
I agree. Exactly what you said. We added about 20 minutes to each appointment, and we bumped up the price marginally on a few services. The difference it's made in revenue is probably about 30%, with less than 10% overall increase. The difference is the consumer feels wanted and feels respected. There's no one rushing. Everyone's chill, but you're making more money. It doesn't sound normal, but it works. So we've gone back to, we always did consult very intensely, but now we consult a lot more in depth than we ever have. So yeah, as far as rent a chair, I'm not a big fan. If someone's in the salon, they're wearing your brand, and if it's a rent a chair situation, it kind of gets a little bit not dicey, but a little bit like, are they working for you? Can you control what goes out of the salon and everything like that? So we've never entertained it.
I agree, and I heard Rod say this. I wanted to hear his answer. I'm surprised Dodo thinks similarly because I am from Bombay, and of course I have clients pan India. You have some people who want to get their hair done by you in Bangalore, in Delhi, in Kolkata. So of course he's a friend, and I reached out to him and I said, I will come to your salon. I will attend a client. We'll do a rent a chair concept. I'll pay you 60, 40, 40, 60, whatever shit. But I want to attend this client. And he's like, baby, you come, do your job, take the money and go. There is no rent a chair happening with me. So I completely get that he was not very up with the idea of rent a chair. But definitely it's a moving concept. It's a in concept now. I am from the north of Bombay. मैं north जगह से हूँ और बॉम्बे थोड़ा बड़ा है या छोटा है पर ट्रैवलिंग हमारी बहुत लंबी होती है yes or no हम 2-3 घंटे तो ट्रैफिक में ही डाल देते हैं we're just on the road yeah so it's very difficult to get your client from South Bombay to come to Mira Road for me because I know she wants to spend her entire day with me instead of being on the road and get a nice service done. So I luckily, not like Rod, but I have some good friends in Bombay who invited me to their salon, and we do a rent a chair concept. Her name is Achal Morwani. She has a salon in Juhu, and then I have a friend in south of Bombay. Thank you. Finally, he's promised to give me a chair in Delhi. So yeah, that's what I'm taking back from Pro Beauty today, and I'll speak to Dodo as well on this. Maybe try to change their mind because I think it's the need of the hour. And हमारा इंडस्ट्री एक समय था जब हम बोलते थे ये मेरा पार्लर है, ये मेरा सलोन है. अब ये मेरी इंडस्ट्री बन गई है बॉस. ठीक है, अब मुझे उस छोटे से सलोन में सिर्फ समय नहीं बिताना है. अब मुझे इंडिया ट्रैवल करना है. मुझे आगे बॉम्बे में तो फेमस हो गया, दिल्ली भी जाना है, बैंगलोर भी जाना है, कोलकाता भी जाना है, सब कुछ टच करना है. Yes or no? I have a friend Isha. 3 days she will buy out the salon at a super good location in a different city and she will attend her clients in that city. It's a plus. You get some money, I get my money, I get my loyalty, I get my clients in my hand. I'm not giving my client to you. I am attending her myself, but you just get some money because I'm using your infra. Yes or no? So I think it really... रेंट चेयर कॉन्सेप्ट को इलेबोरेट करने कह रहे हैं कनिष्का मुझे, तो इसको थोड़ा अगर शॉर्ट में समझाना हो. बाय द वे CK is sitting here right in front of me, Mr. Harish Bhatia. I'm a little shivery to speak because these guys are the pioneers and the bosses of the industry right now. From the business perspective, we are all artists here. मैं अपने आप को business में ज़्यादा tweak nahi kar paya because I think I'm more of an artistic person. My brother Vivek, he's an MBA student, so he understands numbers and business. But yes, I believe in the concept of rent a chair. The concept is simple. मेरा दुकान है, मेरा salon है, मेरे chair पे आप आके client ले सकते हो, आपका client, और आप और मैं एक percentage share करेंगे. 60-40, 70-30, 50-50, depends on what is the deal between the two friends. Okay, he says 50-50 to me, so thank you. That's a very generous deal, let me tell you. I will not spill the secrets here. It's your choice. How good are you at negotiation and how good are you at your business making, building power. But at an initial stage, अगर आपको 60-40 का भी मिलता है या 70-30 भी मिलता है, यानी कि 30% आपका, 70% सलोन का, क्योंकि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर उनका है. प्रोडक्ट्स उनके हैं, कुर्सी उनकी है, एसी लाइट उनका है. Yes or no? So Kumar Ravalji is working hard. Mr. Harish Bhatia is running a brand for 40 years. He's giving me to stand there for 3 hours. It's a big thing. So he deserves to get the bigger chunk. But eventually, when you make a space for yourself and you have running clients, recurring clients, you can sit down with Mr. Harish Bhatia and say, boss, मेरे कुर्सी से business आ रहा है, तो अभी 50-50 करते हैं. And I think he will agree. So you need to build that trust with the person. You can't just go and demand for something unless you have proved your potential to him. He's a businessman, you're an artist, you have to work hand in hand. So am I able to explain the concept? Yeah.
Well, we do that concept since almost a decade. 10 साल से हम लोग इस concept को move कर रहे हैं. Rent a chair and rent a space. Basically rent a space जहाँ पर कोई भी डॉक्टर हमारे साथ एसोसिएट हो सकते हैं, आकर अपना काम कर सकते हैं. And then we share 50-50 in it since beginning. तो वो concept हम कर रहे हैं शुरू से. Post COVID एक जो और addition concept हमने किया था, like हरीश बोले कि we definitely started taking out one particular time which says time for your kitty. So वो दोपहर का या शाम का एक ऐसा टाइम है, मतलब अर्ली इवनिंग एंड आफ्टरनून, जहाँ पर लेडीज जो हैं वो आकर अपना किटी अरेंज करते हैं. उनको लगता है कि जैसे अब हम किटी या किसी में जाते हैं, हमें क्या लगता है हम सेफ हैं. सामने वक्त का जब भी कोई आता है तो उसने मास्क पहने के नहीं है ना, पर जब हम मास्क पहन के जाते हैं, किटी में जाते हैं, मास्क उतार के ऑल एवरीथिंग गोज ऑफ, तब वो कोविड नहीं आएगा हमारे बीच में. जैसे आप मुझसे मिलने आएंगे, आई wear a mask and I'll stand straight कि आप मुझसे बात करना है, सडनली वो गायब हो जाता है. So this I could really see कि लोग किटीज में या फैमिलीज में इसको मास्क को भूल जाते हैं. So तब ये कॉन्सेप्ट चलने लगा, तो we started spend a time of a kitty with us. तो आफ्टरनून में so we could block people, arrange their food, arrange the services they would need for, and block the entire salon for particular 3 hours for them. तो 3 घंटे आप सोचिए कि आपके पास you're flooded with clients जो सिर्फ काम करा रहे हैं, बेड पे बैठे हैं, गप्पे मार रहे हैं, खाना खा रहे हैं, अपनी सेल्फीज ले रहे हैं, and you're getting lot of business. So block the time for kitty went very well in the family also. In addition, with all the friends which could gather together, going to any other place, come here, spend time, get that glow, and give money. That was the upfront for us.
सो रेंट अ चेयर कॉन्सेप्ट एक ऐसी कॉन्सेप्ट है जो गुंजन एक 10 साल से यूज़ कर रही है, और निकिशा उसकी काफ़ी वकालत कर चुकी है. आई एम श्योर आप लोग सब थोड़ा रिसर्च करेंगे तो यू विल एबल टू फिगर आउट कि ये आपके सलोन के लिए कैसे वर्क करता है. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू यू गुंजन, यू स्टार्टेड बाय टेलिंग अस अबाउट द रिटेल प्रोडक्ट्स दैट यू गिव टू योर क्लाइंट्स. So, in terms of retail, how has the relationship between you and your brand partners changed after the pandemic, and you and your clients changed when it comes to retail sales?
I think retail में मुझे कुछ particularly फर्क नहीं दिखा, बल्कि retail में लोग ज़्यादा single use product लेने लगे. पहले हम भी जो facial kits और सब चीज़ें बनाते थे, we came into a single product. आप सिंगल फेशियल कराएं, सिंगल पेडिक्योर कराएं, जिसके अंदर सैनिटाइजर, मास्क, हमने वो सारी चीज़ें डालना शुरू करा. तो रिटेल में अगर मैं देखूं तो सिर्फ ये हुआ है कि वो और प्रिसाइज हो गया है कोविड के बाद, कि अगर आप मुझे एक चीज़ दे रहे हैं तो मैं एक बार यूज़ करूँगी. और बाकी ओवरऑल विद आवर पार्टनर्स, वी हैव अराउंड 60 पार्टनर्स ऑल ओवर इंडिया जिनके साथ हम लोग काम करते हैं, जिनके लिए हम प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर भी करते हैं. सो दैट मीन्स इट ओनली वेंट अप बिकॉज लोगों ने घर में बैठकर ये सीख लिया कि मुझे रात को हैंड मसाज करके सोना है. लोगों ने इन 3 महीने में ये सीख लिया कि फेस स्क्रब इज इम्पोर्टेंट. सो दैट मीन्स इट ओनली इंक्रीज, इट डिड नॉट डिक्रीज और नथिंग अदर. It only increased and helped us in business, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of brands, how did I?
Were there any changes you made in your association with brands?
Okay, so two things about me before I answer the question. One is I'm not very popular for making small talk, so forgive me for that, my panel. I cannot answer a question in brief. I'm usually in depth because I like speaking X, Y, and Z about it. One. Two, I'm brutally honest. So I might say things that may not be very suitable to some people. But the fact is, yeah, during COVID situations, there were some brands that started giving out DIY boxes. DIY boxes is do it yourself. ये बॉक्स वो घर पे बेचने लगे सोशल मीडिया के द्वारा और लोग घर पे अपना कलर करने लगे. I hated this concept. Any brand who adopted something like that was an enemy to me, or rather somebody I'm cutty with for the time being. I'm not talking to you because you're killing my business hands down. One. Two, there is no way she will be able to deliver or get a result that I will give her or my other hairdressers in India will give her, right? Which means आपने मेरे काम का standard भी गिरा दिया. Okay. पहली बात तो प्राइस गिरा दी DIY बॉक्स देके. दूसरा आपने स्टैंडर्ड गिरा दिया रिजल्ट खराब आके. And I'll tell you the last point. To some brands, it actually bit them at their back because the result was very bad as compared to the expected result of the client, and the brand value also went down. यानी कि ब्रांड का नाम भी कहीं ना कहीं डिस्टर्ब हुआ क्योंकि कस्टमर को वो रिजल्ट नहीं मिला जो मुझसे मिल रहा था. So these were the brands I disassociated myself from. Which is the brand that I held stronger? I'll tell you. So I myself come from a brand. Can I just say the name or I can? Okay. So I'm working as the brand ambassador for Streax Professional India right now. Now this is a brand in front of me that was holding hands of its customers and saying, "Bhai, माल उठा 3 लाख का है या 300 का है 3 महीने बाद पैसा दे चलेगा." And this was the biggest support a salon owner could look for back in the day of COVID. कि मैं अभी माल उठाऊं और अभी पैसे दूं. सबके पास वो bandwidth, वो capacity, वो capital नहीं था. There is something called as my brother told me this, that there is something called as capex and opex, capital expense and operational expense of a business. You have money for your capital expense at the initial stage. Eventually opex is what keeps coming and going. It's a rolling that happens. वो rolling रुक गया था boss. और ऐसे टाइम पे जब मेरे को एक ब्रांड आके बोलता है, "निकीशा, you can buy my product, 3 lakhs the bill, on a basis of humanity, on the basis of friendship, you can use this product and pay my bills on credit after 3 months." And that made sense to me, and up until today I am working with them hand in hand, and there are more brands like this, I'm sure. So to each his own, but these were two things that I saw in a brand. One, somebody who's trying to just still be sellable and demean the concept of having a personal hairdresser. Two, somebody who's trying to support me instead of drowning me and telling me, "I understand you are a salon owner, I am a huge brand." I always say this. I don't know how many of you believe in it, and please, no offense, but brand artist se bada hota hai mere liye. A brand is bigger than an artist. Artist is everything, is a rock star, is awesome, beautifully sculpted piece of art, but this artist will shine out bright if a brand comes and holds hands with you. Yeah, so I believe in that. So in that per se, I think a brand that was there for me was the brand I associated with.
Thank you, Nikisha, for sharing your experience with us. Rod, what is your take on brand associations?
None.
You continued the way you
No,
were?
I think coming to India and having been in India for the last 13 years, I'm not shocked at all that a lot of people say, yeah, I'll take your product, and I'll take your discount levels. I've never been interested in anything like that, pure and simply because if I like the product, I'll buy it. Now let's talk about not discount, let's talk about the rate you're going to sell it. Because a lot of the brands in India will talk about a discount as if it's a positive. We're not talking discount, we're talking markup. Like if you're going to give me 10% or 20% discount, no, I want more than 20% markup. As far as coming out of COVID, how did we deal differently? I don't have a very strong relationship with any brands. I buy product to perform on the clients, and I don't sign contracts. If I change my mind, which I don't, but if I want to, I can. How it affected retail, we launched just after COVID, actually earlier this year, we launched our own products. So I think that's what you were saying as well.
Yes.
So we launched our own products after about 3 or 4 years of pre-COVID investigation, development, and everything like that. And that, even in this year, has grown, almost surpassing the salon business with 3 products. So I don't think the product or the brand needs to be a next door neighbor. It should be a cousin or a sister. And I think salons need to take ownership, because if you all stood up today and said, sorry, I'm not buying L'Oreal, that's it. Guess what? L'Oreal don't have a business. So I'm not saying L'Oreal, I'm just saying in general. Yeah, please. No death threats now.
As an example.
But I think like loyalists are loyalists, but at the end of the day, you're performing a color, for example. I can do it with L'Oreal, I can do it with Schwarzkopf, I can do it with Alpha Puff, and I can do it with Weller. Why do I need you? Because I don't know about anybody else, but no brand, not one, reached out and said, hey, is everything okay?
Really?
Not one.
No one.
Probably because I don't have that relationship.
Yeah.
But if they did, would there be a relationship today? 100%. Because I'm the customer and I know how they would have felt.
Yeah.
So I think for us, we've just taken back part of the ownership as far as retailing, and by developing the products, has been a huge thing for us, and super happy.
Right. Thank you, Rod. Dharmesh, what's your take on brand associations?
So, frankly, as for the salon, we never really paid attention at a company or a brand building us. We wanted to be at a point where the salon becomes as strong that all the brands want to come to you. So we worked really hard on that. So when the COVID time hit us, there were a few brands who stood by us. Namingly, example, there was one of our clients who had traveled to Hyderabad for something, and COVID hit and she got stuck there. And she needed her shampoo and a conditioner. She got in touch with us. She's like, can you tell me how can I get it? I'm like, सब कुछ बंद है, कहीं कुछ डिलीवरी नहीं हो रही, स्पेशली नॉन एसेंशियल आइटम के लिए तो डिलीवरी नहीं हो रही है. आई गॉट इन टच विद द ब्रांड, जो ब्रांड का शैम्पू कंडीशनर हमारे क्लाइंट यूज करते थे, एंड दे स्टेप्ड अप एंड दे सेड, आप एड्रेस भेजो, डिलीवरी हम करेंगे, आपके अकाउंट में आपको हम बिल भेज देंगे, क्लाइंट से आप पैसे ले लेना, वी विल नॉट इवन चार्ज द क्लाइंट, वी विल डू द डिलीवरी फॉर यू विच एवर सिटी योर क्लाइंट इज इन. Now that is the kind of support we were looking from brands. On the other hand, something opposite also happened, where we mentioned about a lot of brands doing DIY kits and all. I had another problem. There were a lot of brands that started getting online and started selling directly to customers. I am sorry, if it's a professional brand, it is supposed to be sold by a professional, right? That's what we all believe in. If it's going to be sold on Amazon, I'm not keeping the product in my salon. If it's going to be sold on any mass retail platforms, I am not keeping them in my salon. And I think the brands needed to know that for two reasons. One, a client walks into my salon, I introduce the client to the brand, हम सिखाते हैं, हम यूज करते हैं, हम अपना टाइम डाल रहे हैं, हम अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट डाल रहे हैं, क्लाइंट आया, प्रोडक्ट लेके गया. नेक्स्ट टाइम क्लाइंट को जब प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, अगर उसको फ्री डिलीवरी आ रहा है अमेजॉन से, व्हाई विल ही ऑल द वे कम टू माय सैलून टू बाय इट व्हेन ही कैन जस्ट ऑर्डर इट, प्राइम डिलीवरी मिलेगा, नेक्स्ट डे फ्री डिलीवरी. इट्स मोर कन्वीनियंट फॉर देम, and I lose all the effort, all the time, everything I put in the brand. So that became a strict no for us. So if we spotted a brand on Amazon, we called the brand and said, if it's on Amazon, we are not retailing it for you. If it's on your personal site, which is fine, because I believe future is online. So I cannot tell everybody don't sell your products online, because everything gets sold online. But till the time if it's your personal professional website, I'm okay with it, where we can come around and negotiate deals on that per se. But if it's going to be sold on mass retail online platforms, we said no to them. So that's how we changed a little bit of that thing and stuck by all the brands. As we said, we got limited extra period of to pay them. 2 महीने बाद दे दो, 3 महीने बाद दे दो, आप प्रोडक्ट रखो, आप चीजें करो. That helped us. The other thing we did was we requested every brand that we need to now take more margin than what we were doing before COVID. Mostly everybody agreed because they understood the fact of sabko takleef ho rahi hai, everybody is not made enough. So we requested that and we got it. So we were very happy for that as well. As even Rod mentioned, we don't sign contracts. We don't do yearly contracts. We don't do any bit of those because I don't want the pressure of selling the brand. I want to make the client feel so good about the product that they want and they buy it themselves instead of me trying to hard sell them. So what I do on that note is I make sure that every brand I have, I use that same product at the backwash on the salon floor so the client can feel the product. It's not that मैंने XYZ shampoo लगा लिया और ABC shampoo आपको मैं बोल रहा हूँ बेचने के लिए because then you don't know what you're getting. So we stuck to that. We cracked deals with brands in terms of helping us with support in using the products on floor because then it becomes very expensive if I have to buy it at the regular margin. We got those supports and that's how we started working in terms of retailing and brands.
Right. So that's a very smart filter that you adopted. Whatever is up for mass retail should not be sold by professionals. I totally agree with you there. But respected panelists, we have come a long way since the lifting of lockdown, and now the pandemic is almost over. We barely see anyone even following the protocol. So what are the changes that you have made, that you have retained, and what are the things that salons should not be doing with their customers now that we are pretty much back on track?
Okay, I'll start again because I have the mic.
Yes, please.
So we have stuck to the 90-minute haircut. We've not changed that yet because we realize that clients are enjoying it. And also, very frankly, we are being able to give a better service. Instead of running behind the clock and always trying to finish that in 60 minutes, which is difficult to do a hair wash, haircut and blow dry in that amount of time. And in our salon, we believe in giving you the complete attention. So it's not that while your wash is happening, I'm cutting somebody else's hair. While your blow dry is happening, I'm taking a new client in. I am there with you from start till the end. I mean, we love doing blow dry, so we kind of continue doing blow dry till now. So we decided that it makes our life a lot more easier. Even the other thing we noticed was the clients have become a lot more particular. I just believe sitting in at home, looking at yourself every now and then, the Instagram pictures going up every now and then, you get feedbacks, get gratification instantly. Uske wajah se clients have also become very particular. So it's important to give them that because, as we said, we're already charging the premium because we're giving you more time. So we started paying attention that we stuck to that and we're continuing to do that. We still follow all the sanitizing protocols. We are not forcing the clients to wear masks. If they feel like it, we're still stocking all our masks in the salon. We give the clients a mask if they need. We're still stuck with using disposables, which now I think I need to stop because there is no way to really recycle disposable things. I think now we are paying more burden on planet Earth by putting all these things that are not going to be recycled or reused. So now we're trying to move back and start doing regular capes and make sure that it's washed with hygiene. We've got a new space, which is a little bigger space. So we have in-house things to now take care of all of these things. So we are going to continue to do that. And just be honest with your clients. I think that's one of the best things. Give them the best service possible. And trust me, when they get that best service, they're always going to come to you. Price does not matter if the service is really good. I hope everybody agrees with that.
Right, got it. Yes, Rod. What are the changes?
Same questions.
Yes, same question. What are the changes that you made, you have retained, and what are the things that should not be done with your customers right now?
So I think what should not be done is hard sell. So I think there's a lot of a lot of people, maybe I should say, are trying to be more positive, pushing product on clients. And I think that type of format has a lifespan. I think it's just about coming to a tail end, whereas the salon professional culture is taking over. So that whole idea of targets, hardcore retailing is kind of shifting away. Whilst it's in the back of our minds, even on the floor, it's not such a push. And I think that should be steered away from, especially when everyone's very emotional, because as soon as you become emotional and someone tries to sell you something, it's very, very obvious. So what we've done, or what we've maintained, the consultation is part on a personal level and part on a professional level. So, like you said, you take 15 minutes or something to consult, same thing. So, we noticed a lot of clients, instead of coming during the day, they wanted to come before anyone got there. So, I did. We all just said, yeah, you can come as early as you want. Someone would say 7 a.m., we'd say sure, and they would come. So, we start at whatever time anyone wants to come. It sounds strange, sounds odd, but every time we open at 7 or 6, 6:30, we're booked out all day. So we work backwards. So if I have a 9 o'clock client, I'll go back. You can come at 8. You can come at 7. And people respect that because you're giving them one-on-one time. And that has a price value because no one's going to get out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning for free.
That's taking customer centric to a whole new level. Let me translate this for my audience quickly. So Rod कह रहे हैं कि वो अपने सैलून में एक ऐसा फॉर्मेट यूज करते हैं जहाँ पर जब क्लाइंट का रिक्वायरमेंट होगी, जब कस्टमर जिस वक्त पर आना चाहेगा वो उसी वक्त की अपॉइंटमेंट मिलेगी. फिर वो सुबह 6 बजे हो, 7 बजे हो, डजेंट मैटर, सैलून उनके लिए ओपन रहेगा. ये एक कस्टमर सेंट्रिक अप्रोच उन्होंने अपने सैलून में इम्प्लीमेंट किया है. Thank you, Rod.
No, one more point. We used to open till 8 o'clock. So we used to open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. We dropped Sundays because I want to be home on a Sunday and I want the staff to be home on the Sunday.
Okay.
So we closed. Instead of 8 o'clock, we shut at 6 because I want to be home when the sun's shining. So does my staff want to be home when the sun's shining. The difference in productivity is the salons increase revenue by about 32%. So we've reduced hours, reduced revenue, increased revenue. It's a win-win.
Absolutely. Nikisha, what's your take on
Okay, so firstly, I'm really happy to hear Rod's answer. I'm wondering who are these people ready to come at 7 a.m.? Who are these people willing to come to the salon at 7 a.m. and 8 a.m.? Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
even if we get up, we don't reach?
Yeah, if we do, we will not reach. But yeah, it's a point taken totally. I'm really glad to hear a different side of business where you can tweak the hours and take in clients. My brother is a workaholic person. I am not as workaholic. Like he said, I would want to reach home at a certain time and leave at a certain time. But yes, this is one thing that I did see in the salon, him adapting. कि कस्टमर अपना पूरे दिन का सैलून अपने पूरे ऑफिस के दिन का काम फिनिश करके he can come at 9 o'clock or 9:30 and he will be putting foils to his hair even at 11 in the night or 12 in the morning, midnight. Basically, he's still doing it because he is making his revenue out of it and maintaining a relationship. The client is about 15 years old. He doesn't want to disconnect. However, when I do this, I add a certain percentage to my cost. So coming back to the question, when she said, what are the things that you would like to retain that you got in during the COVID times? What are the rules that you would like to keep and what are the rules that you would like to get away from? So I will get away from the rules like Dodo said. There's a lot of disposable use happening nowadays, which is definitely adding a lot of garbage to my country, to my planet Earth, not just to the country, but to Earth. So I would want to do away from all the disposables that we are using in the salon to some extent. Rather, you make it a point that it is sanitized and reusable in a better way with the same amount of quality, same amount of sincerity. No cheatings for sure. That's one thing that I would put out. Two is during the COVID days, there's one thing that I really liked, and that was time management. So we as hairdressers, many a times, in the salon, it so happens that you put a foil here. The minute you are done, there's a client here, and then there's a client here. So you're like on and on and on. So you don't get that little break to build that connect or to speak to her, to understand what is happening with her, etc. What are her wedding plans? What does she want to do? So I'm also into makeup. I'm also into upstyling. I do bridal. Plus, I'm a hairdresser. I get an opportunity to spend 2 hours with her I lock myself as her bridal makeup artist, bridal hair stylist and hairdresser. Not just for her, मेरे को आधा घंटा और दे दो उस क्लाइंट के साथ, उसकी पूरी फैमिली को बुक कर दूंगा मैं, मेरे पास टीम है. Yes or no? So I made use of that time management which I got, extra time with my client personally. I used that time to convert it into bigger business. I'm speaking purely from the point of view of an artist. I get it. But it also adds value to your salon if you are running a salon, obviously. Yes or no? I think it totally adds. So that's one thing. Two is in regards to vaccination. Back in the day, my father is here, Mr. Shyam, and I would like to bring it out that we were not just selling services, but we were also giving vaccination to our clients. Now that is in the bracket of Borivali to Virar. We almost vaccinated about, the last count which I received on papers, I have it, is something about 1340 people. 1340 लोगों को हमने वैक्सीनेशन दिलवाया. जहां लोग लाइन में खड़े हो रहे थे, he went, he was like, धंधा होते रहेगा, business चलता रहेगा, I want to be of some help to my community people. I want to, and this is one thing जो हमने हमारे clients के लिए किया. Apart from that, the second thing that he did was, we had masks. Now we are a established big ass premium salon, but there are salons that are tiny parlors. 2 kurchi ka salon, 1 chair, 1 shampoo station, 1 bed. He was making sure that there is a chotu team that is going out to these small salons and telling them, please take this mask, please take this sanitizer, please take this disposable apron, use it. इसको ऐसे यूज करो तो कस्टमर डरेगा नहीं और आप भी इन्फेक्शन नहीं फैलाओगे, मैं भी नहीं फैलाऊंगा. क्योंकि जहां ये छोटे सैलून्स अपने बिजनेस को संभालने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, ये बड़े लोग, मिस्टर श्याम, मिस्टर उदय टके, हरीश भाटिया जी, इवन आई कैन सी एनरिच टीम हियर, Vikram sir, I saw some time ago. So Vikram sir, Rekha Chaudhary, Natty is behind, Natasha. All of us were trying to get on to the forum and speak to the government officials. Mr. Nitin Gadkari trying to tell him, please, हमारे salon को खुलवाओ यार. Open the damn lock. We want to run the salon. We want to run our business without causing any damage, and we will do it. So जब ये लोग ये अथॉरिटी ले रहे थे, ये चार्ज ले रहे थे, इट वॉज इम्पोर्टेंट कि ऊपर से माइक लेके नितिन गडकरी को बोलना आसान है कि प्लीज मेरा सैलून खुलवाओ. वो खोल भी देगा शायद, बिकॉज ही हैज दैट रिलेशनशिप विथ यू. बट ग्राउंड लेवल पे इफ योर सैलून ओनर्स आर स्टिल स्प्रेडिंग वायरस और the infection because of their wrong practices, who will take ownership for that? So that's where I saw them going to the ground level and making sure that these small owners are also small salons are also doing the same practices as me. And that's one thing I would like to retain, that even today these small salon owners, we meet them once in a while on a Zoom meeting or personally and guide them how to go ahead.
So you're still hand holding them is what you're saying. That's wonderful. Gunjan.
I am known for my small talk, so I'll talk short. क्या करूं? तो जो चीज़ हमने सीखी और जो चीज़ हम कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं कोविड के बाद, मेरा एक फेवरेट सेंटेंस होता है जो मैं अपनी टीम को हमेशा बोलती हूँ कि कोविड खत्म नहीं हुआ है, हमने कोविड के साथ जीना सीख लिया है. इसको याद रखना है आपको कि वो खत्म नहीं है. तो ये मत सोचो हाँ पहले सैनिटाइज करते थे, अब क्या करना है सैनिटाइज करके. वैसे भी आप पहले भी सैनिटाइज करते थे ना, मतलब कोविड आया हम करने लगे. बट टेक्निकली जब आपका हेयर ड्रेसिंग का पहला रूल है कि अगर मेरे को इनका बाल छूना है तो मैं बोलती हूँ कैन आई टच यू, एंड देन आई टच हर. आई डोंट गो स्ट्रेट अवे जस्ट टच हर लाइक दैट और टच द हेयर लाइक दैट. सिमिलरली उनको छूने से पहले वी हैव दिस सेंटेंस व्हिच वी से इन आवर सैलून व्हिच सेज मैंने अपना हाथ सैनिटाइज किया हुआ है, क्या मैं आपको छू सकती हूँ. ये हमारा एक रटा हुआ सेंटेंस था जो आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा. तो उसको आपने अडाप्ट करना है. और हम बहुत कम डिस्पोजेबल यूज करते हैं, शायद इसलिए क्योंकि हम सैनिटाइजिंग मेकिंग फैक्ट्री है. तो मुझे लगता है वो भी एक बैक ऑफ द माइंड हम लोग को लगता है कि हम सैनिटाइज कर सकते हैं तो हम मदर अर्थ पे क्यों डालें. तो हमने सीडी बॉक्सेस बनाए जैसे आप लोगों ने भी बनाए होंगे. तो रिलीजियसली हर चीज क्लीन बॉक्स से उठाकर यूज कर कर उसको डी यानी कि डर्टी बॉक्स में डालना है, और उस बॉक्स में से रात को या शाम को जब भी आपको टाइम मिलता है उसको पूरा क्लीन करना है, सैनिटाइज करना है, धोना है, चाहे आप डेटॉल से क्यों ना करें उसको सैनिटाइज, जिस भी से करें, वापस उसको ड्राई करके क्लीन बॉक्स में डालना है। तो ये सीडी बॉक्स फॉर्मूला हम लोगों ने आज भी अपनाया है और हम चाहेंगे कि आप हमेशा अपनाओ, और उसी लिए आप बहुत क्लीन दिखाई दोगे। जब वो चीज दिखाई देती है, एजुकेट करना भी उतना जरूरी है। अगर आप अपने क्लाइंट को एजुकेट करते हैं कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं, उनको वो दिखता है आप क्या कर रहे हैं, उन्हें समझ में आता है आप क्या कर रहे हैं, तो वो आप पे बहुत विश्वास करते हैं। और जब वो विश्वास करते हैं तभी वो दूसरे को, दूसरा तीसरे को, तीसरा चौथे को अपने आप बोलेगा कि मैं वहां गई थी, उन्होंने ऐसे ऐसे कर रखा है, थ्रेड मुंह से नहीं लगाते हैं, एप्रन पहनते हैं, जो वो मेरे सामने चेंज करके वहां पे उन्होंने डर्टी बॉक्स में डाला। जब वो ये बात स्प्रेड करेंगे तभी हमारा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगा। तो जो आप करें वो दिखाएं भी, एजुकेट भी करें, उसे स्प्रेड भी करें, ताकि वो ही चीज बाकी लोग करें, फॉलो करें, और ऑटोमेटिकली ज्योमेट्रिकली वो बात मल्टीप्लाई हो। तो याद रखें, कोविड खत्म नहीं हुआ है, हमने उसके साथ जीना सीख लिया।
Thank you, Gunjan. On that note, we will bring this panel to an end. I have time for 2 questions from the audience. So, anyone has a question? Yes, Beena?
Check.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Beena, and my question is for Rod. This is hi. So, Rod, I have 4 salons in Goa, and we have an academy as well. So, my question to you is about the products. It was a very interesting point that you made, that you've introduced your own products. And I always felt, even when we started the academy, it was the first thing we started actually before, almost at this time we started our first salon. And it was not a normal thing to do, because the concept for...
Beena, can you please speak a little louder?
Hi. Okay. So, okay.
Hello.
My question was, we are a boutique brand salon in Goa. We have 4 salons and an academy. And so just wanted to understand that what made you take a decision to have your own product line. Because boutique salons generally don't go into academies and product lines, but I find it really interesting. And what made you make that shift?
Okay, I'll add to that question because I had the same question, because we've always debated whether we should do products or not. So we've always debated whether we should do products, and I've always felt that we need a scale. You know, you need 100, 200 salons to have your own product line. But you seem to have done it with like a much small one salon. So very interested in understanding what prompted that decision and how did you go about it?
I don't know whether it's stupidity or it's just that I've got nothing better to do with my life, but we wanted to have a product range pre-COVID. So pre-COVID, we had a plan to roll out about 50 salons. Now this one stopped working. Can you hear? Yeah. Pre-COVID, we wanted to roll out a group of barbershops with their own products and completely disassociate it from myself. That didn't happen. COVID happened. And even pre-COVID, we'd kind of changed our thought process anyway, but we'd started developing the products. So during that time, during COVID, once COVID started, we'd already changed our thought process from men's to just a shampoo conditioner that wasn't gender specific and was more, how can I put it? Like what you see is what you get. Because like I am very much like, I don't care what anybody thinks. It's not arrogant. It's like I don't have hair. Like I got nothing to hide behind. So the product range had to be that. And there isn't that product range in India, sadly. So that was the thought process. How did we do it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It's time consuming, expensive. We've had chemists from Australia, a chemist from India. We've consulted with a chemist from the UK. Then once you get all that right, then you've got to launch it on a website and then just sit back and pray.
So
Yeah.
when you said the product sales are higher than your salon sales, what percentage of it is sold through your salon? What percentage of it is sold online?
A very small amount through the salon. Very small amount. Majority online. And the funny thing is, like, and okay, I know we've got to wrap it up, but I'm not saying go out and launch your own product, but certainly it's empowering in the sense of, yeah, we're not chemists, we don't know manufacturers, but what's stopping you? Do you know what I mean? And I think that's maybe the arrogance of, like, I don't know, like, I'm just calling people and saying, can I do it? And saying yes or no. But sooner or later, someone will do it. So, yeah.
Great. The trip from Goa was worth it.
Can I add on one more
Thank
sentence
you.
with that? Can I add on one more sentence with that? You know what happens? What is the difference when you have your own products? Because that's what we have. When I say it is 2% hyaluronic acid, I know it is 2% hyaluronic acid. So that confidence which gives when you have your own range, because the amount of work you've done with your own chemist and the manufacturer and you've done through testing, because it actually takes lot from you. It takes lot of energy from you. So the moment you say what you're giving, that confidence comes back, and suddenly you know you're giving the right product. Your brand value definitely increases. So it doesn't matter you have a one salon or a chain of 100. The confidence of selling that product, that you're giving a right product of a right quality with right pricing, definitely increases. Plus the sales. I would always do that. That's what I would want to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Rod.
Thank you so much, Gunjan. Thank you, Bina and Pralay, for asking that question. We call it a wrap and end this session here. I would request my team to hand over the token of appreciation for the speakers.
When Bina asked the question, I actually was telling him that it's time to flaunt Day Off because that's his brand, the new one that he's come up with, and it's a really cool one. And maybe you can give it a shot. I'm happy to have you, Bina. I've heard so much about you. Glad to see you today.
I would also like to make a small announcement here. Gunjan Taneja has launched her book on salon management, and it's available here at Professional Beauty. Our speakers have already received their complimentary copies, and I would request you to visit her stall and check it out. A couple of words from her about her book.
Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Well, it's the first book on salon management. So I, being in the industry for almost 20 years, have put everything which is best of my knowledge in the book. The book is available on the stand, and as such will be given to every delegatory. And just see the book, understand. So if you're planning to open a salon, or if you have a problem which you are facing in the salon of client not coming back, and how to manage the HR, how to manage the sale, how to bring in more profit. So if you have that skill of selling, it becomes much easier to manage. This is what the book is all about. Thank you so much.